I'm really bad at introductions, but to keep it short, I'm building a model house. It's a project I've been thinking about for a while, and I figured I'd try to document it, both because it would probably be interesting to others, and because I want to keep myself accountable of actually finishing it. So, without further ado, here's part one. Okay, so I finished up tracing out the outline of the foundation. So this is the center line where eventually the blocks will be lined up on. And then these are the borders of the foundation. So overall, it goes around the perimeter of this whole thing, all the way around. So as I was laying this out, I realized I forgot a whole part on the side here. I mean, I should have just been paying more attention, but anyway, I had to add this additional piece onto here to extend it one more time. I really should have done a better job estimating how much plywood I would have needed, but I figured it out now. I got the whole thing traced out. Okay, time to lay down the foundation. So wow, I really underestimated how much cement it would take to fill this thing. I ended up making, like, I think 4 of these bowls worth, and then a little bit more to top it off. But in general, I got it pretty level. It's not quite perfect. My hope is that it'll kind of level as it dries, because the top surface I made, the last pour I made, was a little bit wet. I did go over it with a little tool I whipped up quickly here. This thing. So this thing I can use to like get in here and smooth it out. I'm not going to touch it because I already think I made my final pass. But yeah, I mean, it's the right size. It should be good. So we'll take a look once it's dry. Okay, so it's the next day and the stuff is dry. I think it came out pretty nicely. Maybe not as smooth as I'd like, but now it's time to take off the edges and see it in the raw. Okay, so I have to stop, but here's what I was able to get done. I poured the footer. I put all the grade material inside, so this would be effectively the material you would dig down into to put your footer in. But in my case, I'm building it on top of something, so I need to fill it with something. I also put down some plastic sheeting. This would go underneath of your slab to as a moisture barrier. And then lastly, I built a little tiny brick. So these are eventually going to line the whole perimeter of this and make the side of my foundation. So hopefully next weekend I'll be able to finish filling this up and start actually producing these bricks in a larger quantity and make the foundation. So stay tuned till then.